way, how do you think the guys played together that first unit?
Yeah,
What do you like about
I
it?
mean, it was okay. Listen, I think I'm not sure when you guys got in here, but we started pretty early this morning and had a like a regular practice that kind of tied into it. Would have been just like a regular practice, so there was with the scrimmaging at the end of a regular practice. So we've done quite a bit of work already leading into that. So they were already um, well run, going into that scrimmage today. But you asked how'd they look? Yeah, they're getting there. I think we spent a lot of time pre-practice and early in practice today, just getting through stuff. There was a lot more guys on floor today than there's been, right? So we're early in practice. Paul's out there running, a lot of the 5-on-0 stuff. Then when we get into live action, um, a couple of those guys go out, including him, and then we get the regular practice part in. But as you saw, there's some options there at the perimeter. With Q and VJ, back in with the guys. We got trying to look at the Bona Joel together thing as well. So I think we're kind of early stages and exploring what the rotations and all that stuff look like. But days like today, well, again, we're pretty. It's not that easy to make it a hard-working day today, but it was a pretty hard-working day. We got a lot accomplished. We're happy to be here. It's just hard to get a super concentrated work day in, but we did for the most part.
Yeah, now, I know you talked about that Bona Embiid combination. I know you said everything was okay, but what do you like specifically about that one?
Well, I think that it's gonna. Listen. I think there's kind of an open position at the 4, right? Especially right now with Paul not being quite ready yet. There's a number of guys that we're trying to work into that spot. He's just another one. What do I like about it? I mean, you probably saw today. He's probably going to be more the 5. He's going to play down towards the basket and rim protect and things like that. But there's certainly some drive dump offs to him, hit Joel hits him type of situations that are high percentage plays. I like that part. I think he'll help the rebounding, he'll help the rim protection. See how it goes.
Obviously, still early days, but having Quentin back here for a couple of days and things like that, integrating him within this new system. What are you kind of seeing from him? Do you see him kind of picking it up rather quickly?
Yeah, first of all, he's conditioning wise, he's really good for not really us not seeing him all summer and all that stuff. He's really good. So that's good that we're not also waiting for that. I think he's a little behind on what's going on out there. You can see him kind of overthinking where should I go, what are we running, that kind of stuff. But that won't take long for him. But you see the explosiveness. He's a hard cutter. Comes flying off screens. He cuts back door. He gets on the glass. He'll take it to the rim on you. He'll go up in defensive rebound. We need that type of player out there, and he's it.
You talked about spacing already quite a bit in the perimeter, and with Joel playing outside, it kind of allows you to have a big in the dunker spot. I guess, what are the challenges of exploring those different spacing combinations and getting Joel to sort of play out more outside?
Well, I think that we're trying to be a little bit versatile and interchangeable with who's down and who's up. But the reality is that Joel likes to be up. He's going to be up a lot. So we need to, continue to work on that, right? What are the advantages? I keep saying this. He's one of our best shooters, if not our best, 3-point shooter, right? So that is a legitimate offensive weapon that we need to utilize. That will create space for those other guys to drive a bit. He's a good decision maker. He'll play with a number of people. That's probably one of the biggest challenges I want. I want him to make sure that he's running stuff with Grimes and VJ. We know him and Tyrese are going to do lots of 2-man game stuff, but I want him to include the other guys too, because I want a little more. I think we want a little bit more variety.
I know that Joel. I know you've seen Joel in these types of practice settings for a couple of weeks now, but could you sense the crowd feeling like, oh my gosh, Joel's actually Like, because it's the first time any
Yeah,
of us
for
have
sure.
seen him publicly.
For sure. I mean, I think that was all. I was kind of prepared for that today. I think that I knew this would be the first time you guys or the public have seen him for a long time, and I'm glad. I mean, you can see. I don't know how many weeks this is now. I'm losing track, but he's been out there playing, and he's again just trying to get him to continue to progress. And today was a good progression day for him. Again, lots of running, lots of 5-on-5, lots of early practice stuff, lots of drill work, lots of 5-on-0, just lots of getting him caught up to speed. And then he went out there and did his thing. He shot the ball well. He scored well. He orchestrated the offense well. I thought he ran pretty good as well, both directions. And again, I think we get a little bit. I mean, I saw some good progression and just a lot of our defensive stuff too. Gets a little scattery because again, you do so many different things with him out there. There's a lot more him picking up guys cutting to the rim and the other guys having to react back out than they're used to. So you see it a little. It just needs to be tightened up a little bit. But you see the communication and the rotation starting to happen. Yeah.
How is Trendon?
Wait a minute. You got cut off. I got one more.
No,
You
I was
got cut
saying
off.
you were looking for more variety from your offense.
Yeah.
And looking for Joel to be a participant in finding those other guys.
Yeah.
Is that a trust thing for him?
No. I just think we got to get used to it, right? I think that again, I take the other night's game for example, and this is a couple times in a row now that I don't think Tyrese has looked as free on the offensive end ever as he's looked here recently, right? Just again with all the changing spots and all the more spacing and the opportunities to drive and all that kind of stuff. We just need to make sure we keep some of that, right, while we're going into some of our bread and butter or some of their bread and butter stuff. Yeah.
When you were out there with Joel, how good do you think that team is?
Oh, I think it would be awesome. That has been my goal since I got here, since I got drafted. At some point to be able to share the floor with Joel. I've been working towards that, developing my game, how to be able to complement his game while I'm on the floor with him. So, I've been working towards that, and I'm really excited to see how that's going to pan out when we play together on the floor.
It also takes some pressure off of him, right? Because then you can run to the rim, do a lot of the other things where he can utilize his skills as a shooter and facing baskets, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think he brings a lot of dynamics to the team. It's gonna bring a huge size presence in the paint. Also offensively, he can utilize his skill work and everything, and also rebounding. Just give us more opportunity to rebound the ball with 2 of us on the floor. So we're just gonna bring new dynamics to the team.
Where do you feel like, or what do you feel like in that regard you guys have sharpened the most during this training camp time when you guys have had practice time on the floor together in addition to today?
I think it's really the communication and the dynamics and how it's going to work. As you can see out there, we try to communicate as much as possible, tell them that's who we're taking and that's who I'm taking. And also on the pick and roll, we try to switch out, cross out. So I think it's the communication. We haven't had the opportunity to share the floor together last year, but this year we've been working on the communication doing that. I think that's going to translate to the games.
When you think about just the time that you spent playing for Delaware last year and sort of how your life and your career sort of evolved even in that time, just when you come back here, do any memories pop up or anything?
For sure. It feels great walking in the building again. The faces I saw while I was here, I walk in to say hello to them. They were like, "Oh, welcome back." It's always amazing to see people you used to know, And it's just amazing walking in the building again, seeing faces I used to know and saying hi to them. It's amazing.